You ever notice how a woman can walk into your life quietly, yet somehow shake the entire foundation of it without saying a single word? And the strange part is, you feel it before you understand it. A pulse, a shift, a question that crawls under your skin. Is she into me? Or am I imagining everything? Men aren't taught to read subtlety. We're taught to read certainty. But attraction, real, feminine attraction, never walks in wearing a neon sign. It whispers, it hints, it tests. And most men miss the signals right when they're happening, then replay them months later thinking, damn, she actually wanted me. If you've ever felt that sting, relax. I'm about to reveal the truths most men never hear, not because they're secret, but because women assume you already know them. Here's the first truth. When a woman likes you, she doesn't always show it directly. She positions herself. She places herself in your orbit with surgical precision. Maybe she stands near you when she doesn't have to. Maybe she lingers a little longer at the end of a conversation. Maybe she asks a question she already knows the answer to, just to keep you engaged. It's not accidental, it's intentional. Women don't just happen to be around a man they feel nothing for. But here's where it gets deeper. A woman's hints are rarely about the words. They're about the shifts in her behavior. Notice her tone. A woman who's indifferent speaks in flat lines. A woman who's drawn to you speaks like she's painting something in the air, soft, curious, inviting. She'll let her voice fall just a little, almost like she's unconsciously welcoming you into a quieter part of her world. And then there's the glance, not the obvious stare. Those are easy. I'm talking about the quick ones, the ones she snaps away from the moment you catch her. That tiny flicker of embarrassment? That's interest struggling to stay hidden. Women don't avoid eye contact because they don't like you. They avoid it because they do. The biggest mistake men make is assuming she'll just tell you. She won't. Not at first. Not until she feels safe, seen, and understood. Attraction isn't a statement. It's a breadcrumb trail. And if you don't slow down enough to read it, you'll walk right past the woman who wanted you more than you realized. Here's the part almost no man is prepared for. When a woman likes you, she doesn't just give hints. She changes the rhythm of her presence around you. It's subtle, almost invisible, but once you notice it, you'll never unsee it again. See, women express interest in layers, not because they're trying to confuse you, but because vulnerability, for them, comes with a cost. And before she risks rejection, she needs proof that you're paying attention. One of the strongest signs is the way she listens, not the polite nods, not the automatic I mean the way she leans in slightly, the way her eyes soften when you talk about something that matters to you, the way she asks about something you mentioned only once, weeks ago. A woman who remembers your details isn't just listening, she's investing. Men overlook this all the time. They assume she's just being friendly, when in reality she's showing you she values your inner world more than you realize. Then there's the emotional shift. When a woman likes you, she opens a door, not all the way, but enough for you to see her real personality slip through. She laughs quicker, smiles easier, becomes a little more playful, a little less guarded. It's like she's testing the space between you, wondering if it's safe enough to let her femininity breathe. That softness, that warmth, that's not random. That's attraction disguised as comfort. Another powerful hint is her micro-jealousy. Not drama, not possessiveness, just tiny flashes of discomfort when you mention another woman's name or talk about someone who texted you. She won't show it openly, she doesn't want to look insecure, but her voice may dip, her eyes may narrow for half a second, or she may suddenly crack a joke to change the subject. Those micro-reactions are windows into what she's trying not to admit. And don't ignore the invitations that aren't spoken aloud. A woman who likes you will give you opportunities to make a move without ever saying the words. She'll ask for your opinion on something personal. She'll send a photo of what she's doing, not to show off, but to pull you into her day. She'll say things like, I wish I had someone to go with, or you'd probably make this more fun. These aren't random comments. They are open doors disguised as casual conversation. There's a moment every man experiences, but almost none recognize while it's happening. The moment when a woman starts letting you into the parts of her life she normally keeps protected. And this is where the hints stop being shallow signals and start becoming emotional invitations, When she likes you, she won't always confess it directly, but she'll reveal herself in small, honest fragments that only the right man will notice. One of the clearest signs is when she shares something vulnerable, not dramatic, not traumatic, just personal. Maybe she tells you about her childhood dream, the thing she wants but is scared to admit, the insecurity she hides behind confidence, or the little fear she laughs off but secretly battles. Women don't open windows like this to men they're indifferent about. Vulnerability is not a casual gesture, it's a quiet trust fall, and she's watching closely to see if you catch it with understanding or judgment. Another sign is how she adjusts her energy around you. When a woman likes you, she becomes more tuned in. She notices your reactions, your mood, your tone. She picks up on your stress even when you don't say anything. It's not because she's intrusive, it's because she's emotionally connected. Women feel before they think. If she senses your discomfort and tries to ease it, even in small ways, that's pure interest showing through action rather than words. Pay attention to her effort. Interest always reveals itself through effort. Maybe she fixes her hair when you walk up. Maybe she sends you memes because she wants to make you laugh. Maybe she texts you first. Not every time, but enough to show she's thinking about you. Women don't waste emotional energy on men they don't find meaningful. And then there's the shift in her availability. This is huge. When she likes you, she subtly rearranges her schedule, not dramatically, not in a way that compromises her life, but in a way that makes space for you. She responds faster. She says yes to your plans more often. She doesn't flake. She makes time, even when she's busy. You are no longer an interruption. You're a priority she's choosing to nurture. But here's the most overlooked sign. She lets you lead the emotional pace. She gives you room to make the next move, and she matches your energy without overpowering it. This is her way of saying, I'm here, I'm open, but I need you to show me you're serious. There's a point where her hints stop being accidental and start becoming deliberate, where she isn't just reacting to you, she's inviting you. Most men don't notice this stage because it doesn't come with dramatic gestures or bold confessions. It comes quietly, wrapped in a softness most men aren't trained to read. But if you pay attention, this is the moment that reveals everything. When a woman likes you, she begins to create shared moments, small, intimate pockets of connection that feel different from her interactions with anyone else. Maybe she teases you more, not to insult you, but to create a playful tension. Maybe she lets silence linger instead of filling it. Women don't leave silence with men they're uncomfortable around. Silence, when she likes you, becomes a spark, not an awkward gap. Notice the way she mirrors you. It's unconscious. If you lean back, she shifts her posture. If you slow your voice, she slows hers. If you open up emotionally, she matches your vulnerability with her own. This isn't manipulation, it's alignment. Humans mirror the people they feel connected to. When she mirrors you, she's telling you without words, I feel safe with you. I feel synced with you. And watch for the little sacrifices. Those tiny, almost invisible acts of consideration that she doesn't do for everyone. She remembers your favorite snacks. She adjusts her schedule so she can see you earlier. She chooses a movie you like, even if it's not her top choice. These gestures seem small, but they come from a place of genuine affection. Women don't invest their time or energy into men they don't see as someone special. One of the strongest hints is when she lets you influence her. She asks for your advice, not because she can't make decisions, but because she values how you see the world. She wants to know how you think, what you believe, what you imagine for your future. This isn't random curiosity, it's emotional alignment. She's checking if your inner world fits with hers. And here's the twist. A woman who likes you will sometimes pull back for a moment, not to play games, but to measure your consistency. She wants to see if your interest is stable, calm, and grounded, not desperate, not intense, just steady. Women test for steadiness because steadiness feels like safety. When she steps back slightly, she's not losing interest. She's watching how you respond. The men who panic push her away. The men who hold their center draw her closer. And then there's the shift in her availability. This is huge. When she likes you, she subtly rearranges her schedule, not dramatically, not in a way that compromises her life, but in a way that makes space for you. She responds faster. She says yes to your plans more often. She doesn't flake. She makes time, even when she's busy. You are no longer an interruption. You're a priority she's choosing to nurture. But here's the most overlooked sign. She lets you lead the emotional pace. She gives you room to make the next move, and she matches your energy without overpowering it. This is her way of saying, I'm here, I'm open, but I need you to show me you're serious. There comes a moment, quiet, almost invisible, when her hints reach their peak. Not because she's trying harder, but because she's no longer hiding how she feels. This is where a woman's interest becomes undeniable for the man who's paying attention. But for the man who isn't, this is where he loses her without ever realizing how close he was. One of the clearest signs is when she starts letting you see her real emotions, not just the polished version she shows the world. She might tell you she's had a rough day, not because she wants sympathy, but because she trusts you enough to be unfiltered. She might open up about her goals, her insecurities, or what scares her about love. Women don't share emotional truth with men they see as temporary. When she brings you into her emotional world, that's attraction wrapped in vulnerability. Then there's the way she prioritizes your attention. Watch how she reacts when your name appears on her phone. If she lights up, answers quickly, or shifts her energy instantly, she's showing you that you matter. Women rarely admit this, but their responses reveal everything. A woman who likes you puts effort into the simplest interactions. She chooses her words more intentionally. She sends voice notes or longer texts. She keeps the conversation alive because the connection matters to her. Another powerful sign is when she begins to imagine you in her future scenarios. She'll say things like, "You'd love that place," or "If you were there, it would have been fun." These are soft invitations. She's not saying, "Let's build a life together." She's showing you she sees you as someone who fits naturally into hers. Women don't project a man into their life unless feelings are involved. There's a moment in every connection where everything becomes unmistakably clear. Not because she finally says the words, but because her actions no longer know how to hide what her heart has been whispering. This is the final stage, the stage where her hints turn into signals so strong that the only thing left is your response. And that's where most men freeze. Not because they don't feel the same, but because they don't trust their ability to read what's happening. So let me make it unmistakable for you. When a woman genuinely likes you, she starts giving you emotional access she doesn't give to anyone else. She becomes softer with you, kinder, more intentional. She lets you see her quirks, her humor, her worries, and her dreams. She's not performing, she's revealing. That's one of the highest forms of interest a woman can express. She's letting you see who she is when no one is watching. And here's something men consistently underestimate. When she likes you, she becomes receptive. She doesn't just engage. You'll notice she allows you to take the lead in ways she wouldn't with anyone else. If you suggest a plan, she agrees. If you offer a perspective, she considers it. If you reach out, she responds warmly and consistently. Women don't give responsiveness to men they don't feel drawn to. Watch her energy when she's around you. There's a glow, a femininity that becomes more natural, more relaxed. She laughs easier. She stands a little closer. Her eyes linger. Her voice gets softer, more melodic when she talks to you. It's not an act, it's instinct. A woman's body language will always reveal her heart faster than her words ever will.